Hi, I'm Patrick. Welcome to our daily news lesson. This is July 26th, and I'm really glad to see you here today. I have helped thousands of students over 25 years to become fluent in English, and I also help students prepare for the IELTS and TOEFL exam to gain entrance to a university in a Western country. My method works. It only takes about 15 minutes a day. Let's take a few minutes and review today's headlines before we start listening and reading. Number one, protesters gathered near the White House as the U.S. President and the Israeli Prime Minister held talks. Number two, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris spoke to the nation's largest teachers' union in Houston, Texas. Number three, prosecutors asked the New York judge to uphold Donald Trump's conviction in his election interference hush money trial. Number four, Donald Trump invoked the annihilation of U.S. adversary Iran in a social media post. Number five, the 2024 Olympics begin Friday with more than 10,000 athletes gathering in Paris. Okay, let's get started with our listening and reading. Good luck.
Protesters gathered near the White House on Thursday as U.S. President Joe Biden met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for talks on winding down the Gaza conflict. Protests poured fake blood and immersed their hands in it to symbolize the blood of Palestinian people. Peaceful pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli protesters argued and carried flags as the White House meeting got underway. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris spoke to the nation's largest teachers union in Houston, Texas on Thursday as she sought to unify Democrats behind her bid for the party's presidential nomination. Reuters correspondent Zachary Goldman reports.
Good morning, AFT. Good morning.
The American Federation of Teachers has long been a core constituency of the Democratic Party, and the union's president, Randy Weingarten, gave Harris a full-throated endorsement.
This is the most pro-labor, pro-worker, pro-family, pro-public education administration in our history.
Harris is the frontrunner to win the Democratic nomination ahead of her party's August convention after President Joe Biden abruptly bowed out of the race and endorsed her.
Reuters correspondent Zachary Goldman. Britain, the United States, and South Korea on Thursday issued a warning over a North Korean-backed global cyber espionage campaign to further the country's nuclear ambitions. Law enforcement and intelligence agencies said a group, quote, has been compromising organizations around the world to steal sensitive and classified technical information and intellectual property data. The group has been identified as an arm of Pyongyang's spy agency, according to British security officials. This is VOA News. Prosecutors on Thursday urged a New York judge to uphold Donald Trump's conviction in his election interference hush money trial. AP correspondent Jackie Quinn reports.
The Manhattan District Attorney's Office has filed papers saying the guilty verdict should stand in Donald Trump's hush money trial. Trump's defense team has been working to have the conviction thrown out, citing the Supreme Court decision earlier this month that gives presidents broad immunity from criminal prosecution. But the DA's office says that has no bearing on this case because most of the violations occurred before Trump took office and he was then acting as a private citizen. But Trump was in office when his attorney Michael Cohen was said to have been reimbursed for paying off women to keep silent before the election. I'm Jackie Quinn.
U.S. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump on Thursday invoked the annihilation of U.S. adversary Iran in a social media post reminiscent of his most incendiary outburst while in the White House. Trump made the remarks along a brief video of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu bringing up alleged Iranian plots against Trump in his address to the U.S. Congress on Wednesday. The 2024 Olympics begin Friday with more than 10,000 athletes gathering in Paris, dreaming of winning gold, silver, or bronze. Among them will be dozens of women from African countries, many of whom had overcome major social and economic challenges to get to Paris. Mohammed Yusuf has this report.
For the first time in history, the International Olympic Committee, or IOC, said it achieved full gender parity on the field of play at this year's Olympics. Female athletes, who once made up only about 2% of Olympic competitors, are now present in the same numbers as men. They accounted for 48% of the athletes at the Olympics in Tokyo 3 years ago, which was delayed a year because of COVID. Several dozen African women are among those who will compete. Mohammed Yusuf, VOA News, Nairobi.
South African Judge Mandisa Maya was appointed Chief Justice by President Cyril Ramaphosa on Thursday, becoming the first woman to secure the role. The 60-year-old Maya will take over the helm of the country's top court at the end of August. Ramaphosa confirmed the appointment after consultations with the Judicial Service Commission and political parties following Maya's nomination in February. Maya had missed out on the top job in 2022 when the Judicial Service Commission recommended her for the role, but Ramaphosa chose someone else.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comment section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.